Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how I got my swing from this to more like this in not that bigger amount of time. Now, obviously it took some hard work, but I'm going to show you one of my favorite drills which really helped me kind of link the whole movement together and get me on my way to becoming a much better player. So I hope you enjoy it. If you do, feel free to click the subscribe button. There's going to be plenty more videos coming, and feel free to drop a comment in the box below with maybe some questions that you'd like to ask or some videos you would like to see. Let's get into it. So all you're really going to need for this drill is a TheraBand. Now, I don't want it to be too tight. It needs to have some kind of give to it. So try and go on the lighter end of the TheraBand rather than anything too stiff. That's purely because I don't want you to feel as if you're struggling to create stretch in the TheraBand. I almost want it just to encourage a feel. I don't want it to become overbearing and almost as if you can't get your arms in the air. So this drill is really going to help with two major things. One is arm structure, so maintaining some width at the top with a good quality arm structure. And the second is rotation. I get asked a lot how you create a good arm structure at the top of the backswing. So we obviously like seeing backswings which look as if they have a nice amount of width, straight left arm, though it's not that important, but certainly a good amount of arm structure. For me, one real kind of knock-on effect that creates a poor arm structure is really a poor rotations. Now obviously I've done videos like this in the past where we have the Swiss ball up and we work on gaining more rotation into that trail side, feeling as if the pressure goes into the right heel and left toe. But this could pair up really nicely with the Swiss ball drill, because essentially to me, when we see people that make a fairly short rotation, both through their lower half and their upper half, if they don't lose their arm structure at the top of the backswing, they wouldn't create any kind of swing length. And obviously from here, it would be really difficult to make some kind of clubhead speed. Hopefully what this drill inspires is almost a good amount of rotation which enables you to create a wide swing which can almost, in a bizarre way, almost feel as if you're kind of sweeping it. I think when people think about downstrike, so that was 4.5 degrees down on the ball, but to me it felt as if the club was almost gliding along the turf. Always remember, you're really only after an angle of attack of between 2 and 4 to 5. It's not as steep as some might think. So to start the drill, it's dead simple. I would start off with a shorter iron first. I've got an 8 iron here, but something small. And all you're going to do is get in a setup. You're going to unravel the TheraBand. You're going to place, if you've got a hooped one, it's absolutely ideal. And you're just going to place it underneath the front of the lead foot. If you've watched other videos, you realize I like at the top of the backswing the pressure feeling towards the front of the foot, so it's going to help with that as well. And then all you're going to do is lace the other end of the TheraBand into your hold on the club. Don't worry too much if you can't take a perfect grip. When you get your hands back on the club without the TheraBand, it'll go back to normal, but you'll have the feel that the TheraBand is trying to create, okay? So you're just gonna lace it through the grip there. Now I want you to have a few waggles, and as you make your backswing, if you can't stretch the TheraBand very far, it's likely because your shoulders and pelvis are making a short rotation. So what I want you to start to feel, imagine you've got the Swiss ball on your left hip, and you're rotating and trying to keep some tension on the TheraBand as you get to the top of the swing. Notice, I'm not being pulled with the TheraBand. As my right hip works around me, obviously a little bit of lateral is absolutely fine, but as my right hip works around me, that's when I start to create the stretch on the TheraBand. So once you've done 6 or 7 reps of making a backswing, trying to create some tension through the TheraBand, then I want you to try and get into a setup and feel the same thing. So you're going to rotate and you're going to feel as if you're pushing the handle away from you. Notice how it's almost forcing the rotation. I have to rotate in order to create the width. Even for a 60-yard wedge shot, when you watch some of the really good wedge players on tour, they always have body rotation, but they're all nice and wide. Okay, and it's always a good body rotation which creates the length from the swing. So this drill doesn't only apply to iron play, but as I said, every club in the bag. So we're going to give it a try with driver. This is something I really struggle with. Because the club's now swinging faster, it effectively gets a bit heavier, so trying to maintain structure and transition is a little bit more difficult. We're going to give it a crack. So just got the driver, you can see the last shot there with the kind of pitchier shot. And let's just see if we can just hit a driver nice and straight. So that's kind of the feeling. I'm trying to feel as if that handle's really far away from me, which if you're a slicer, not only does it help striking with the irons, but it does help direction because again, this club has a lot more time to get square. If you have a very shut club face, you almost want to be quite narrow on it. So let's give it a bash. So I haven't hit driver yet, so let's see where this one goes. It felt okay, maybe a touch left. I mean, I'll take that. I think a slight heel strike helped me out there a little bit. But essentially, the feel is the same. You would have noticed there the club would have got a little bit longer, and I do feel that as this club gets swung faster, it does feel much, much heavier. Imagine if I gave you a 2-kilogram dumbbell. You would find it quite easy to bicep curl, hopefully. That for half an hour, no problem. But if I dropped a 2-kilogram dumbbell into your hand and told you to curl it back up again, it would suddenly feel like 4 kilograms. So when masses are accelerated, and I'm not a scientific man, they effectively feel heavier, okay? So it's going to be much, much difficult to do it with the driver, but it's still just as important. So once you've done that drill plenty of times, you'll gradually start to feel as if your backswing is getting wider and wider and wider, and as if you're almost able to support the weight of the club. Hopefully, you'll start to realize that the body rotation is very much linked to width. And the more we can get rotation into the backswing, the easier it is to maintain our width. Bizarrely, my last point, a lot of the time, the biggest overswingers I see are the people with the least amount of body rotation because they have to lose all their arm structure to get the club into a full backswing. Whereas when you see people that make a really good backswing rotation, they've got all the width in the world because it's the rotation which is creating the length of backswing, okay? Creating a good rotation lower down and a good rotation through the shoulders will create ample of speed in the downswing. There you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. I really hope it helps you play some much, much better golf in 2024. I'm gonna be posting a few more drills that have really helped me on my journey, and hopefully they can do exactly the same for you. So I'll catch you all next time. Speak soon.